Hello and welcome to the new course that I have designed for you, which is called a 21-day mindful moments. And in this 21 days, you would be getting a few videos, maybe a couple, sometimes 2, 3 or 4. And they are very short videos every day. And all you have to do is just listen and absorb and try to do what I share. So let me begin with an affirmation that I want to start. My name is Janvi Katti and I am a mindfulness coach as well as I am a mindfulpreneur who helps people to create their own courses online and get their businesses online. So I want to start this course with an intention. I'm always fully awake to the truth of my being and my relationship with the infinite. So having said that, let me start by telling about today's mindful moments. So when we all, this course is actually intended for the beginners or people who are already into meditation and who would want to enhance their meditative states. And let me begin this today's meditation moments, mindful moments, by sharing few things, concepts coming from the Zen philosophy. The Zen masters usually used to say that when we start meditating, we experience something like a illusory gate, and usually when we start sitting quietly in a place and trying to collect ourselves, collect our minds, collect the body and try to become more calm, peaceful and go inward, we see that illusory gate which is actually having its own resistance and that willpower which is not letting us penetrate and go deeper inside the gate. And this gate is nothing but the mindful chatter. And the chatter is something which we have become so used to that we cannot stop. Even though we want to, we keep just listening and we keep actually getting those thoughts which are sometimes pretty rapid and sometimes they are slow, but nevertheless they are always there. And that is the reason why many masters say mind is like a monkey and it's always chattering. It is always non-stop producing certain thoughts. That is the nature of the mind. But how do we actually penetrate that gate and get inside where it is more serene? Because mind has got two states of being. One is that serene being and the other is the restless, as I said, the monkey mind. So if we have to go towards that serene part of our minds, we have to cross over that gate, and that gate is that barrier which is pretty elusive, though it is real in a sense, but then it is not real in sense that we cannot cross over that. And it looks very thick and impossible to cross over, and we get entangled into that. Many of us get entangled into the web of those thoughts. And our business here is to slowly get into that mindful awareness where we cross over into the other side, where we see ourselves as pure consciousness, as awareness, because that is the nature of our own beings. We are at that state of mind or that state of being, we are just calm, serene, and we experience a deep level of consciousness. So it is much more than what we have experienced at this point of time. So let us start this with a simple meditation for today, where you can just sit with your eyes closed. If you have anything that is obstructing you, it's like something tight and restricting your movements, you can just take it off, like your spectacles or your watch, and you can silence your phone and just take a long deep breath and relax. Take another long deep breath and relax. Now, when you are doing this, just observe your breath and try to be non judgmental. Observe the ebb and flow of the breath. Observe the depth of the breath or the shallowness of the breath. Observe the slowness of the breath or the rapidness of the breath. And just be with your breath. Just try to also observe in a very non-judgmental fashion the way you are sitting and your posture, and also randomly observe your entire body. And if you feel like you can make some certain adjustments in your body, maybe the way you're holding your neck or the way you're breathing or the way you're sitting, you can straighten your spine if you wish to. And come back to observing your breath again. Now, one more time, this time become aware of the sounds around you, either the sound of the air conditioner or the fan in the room, or any traffic on the outside. Become aware of the temperature in the room. Any birds making any sounds outside. Now slowly bring your attention back to your breath. And now observe the observer. Observe the observer. Now bring back your attention to the thoughts in your head, if any. Or if there are no thoughts, observe the silence. Now one more time, just observe and scan your whole body randomly. And observe your breath. And taking your own time, gently and slowly open your eyes. So in this meditation, which was a very simple meditation to begin with, it was about observing the observer. So becoming aware that we have ability to observe, and there is something which is already happening inside us. We already observing, but we are not aware that we are observing. And instead we are observing the chatter, the mind chatter, which is going on continuously. So it's slowly bringing your attention from the chatter towards the silence, towards the emptiness, and towards that mindful movements, which you can have several of them. As we keep practicing them, those movements will become more and more and more. So we are going to have more videos like this, and so for today this was the video, and I want you to do an exercise. Just take a pen and paper after this, after you watch this video. Take a pen and paper, and whenever you feel like it, and sit and just try to write what you experienced in this exercise, the video that you saw and the exercise that you did with me, whatever you went through in that meditation, without analyzing and without giving it any kind of a label. Just try to write down what you experienced. If you do it the faster, it is better, because one is, of course, you will forget and your memory is short. The other is probably the events could become more, they could become camouflaged, and you may not go in that sequence of what it is now. Right now, this whole experience is very fresh in your mind. So if it just becomes, a 12-hour or a 24-hour or a 36 or 72 hours, this whole incident becomes very old. So that will not give you the fresh impetus or the imprint. So do it as soon as possible. It's always advisable. Just a little experiential, awareness develops when you write it down. And there's nothing like you need to keep a record of that. If you keep it, it is always good. It's not about going back and always trying to learn from that, whatever you've written, but it's like building that awareness on that. When you write every day, you build that awareness. But you can always go back and you can refer, nevertheless. So thank you. Stay tuned, and tomorrow we're going to meet again. Thank you for having those mindful moments with me. Signing off, I'm Janvi Katti, Mindfulness Coach.